Hello, StarCraft fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another StarCraft Brood War upload. And today it is remastered between Bonyth and ScanCal here on Fighting Spirit. In the top right corner of the map, we have the white Protoss player. It is Bonyth! Woo! I love that I can zoom in remastered. And in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, we have the red Terran player. It is ScanCal. I think that's how you say his name. Could just be Scan representing Cal. Usually clans are at the end in Brood War as opposed to the beginning in StarCraft 2. I don't know why that was changed. I don't understand why that's different and all. But it's a StarCraft Remastered cast. Very high level here. We should see the APM hover around 200, 300 throughout this game. I did find the replay from a website that has a lot of Brood War tournament replay packs, actually. So this is a tournament that was held. It was a 16-player tournament. This is from the Grand Finals. So I figure it should be pretty darn amazing. All right, so a PVT. I kind of like the lighting on this command center. You think this is customizable? There's nothing that looks like it's customizable on the Nexus. Bonyth says, did you start from the loser bracket to give us a handicap? No, says Scan. Did he start from the loser bracket? Wow, made it all the way to the finals from there. Oh, it came at 28 minutes. So did he miss that? Did he miss his first match? The rule said 15. Yeah, I must have missed his first match and then went into the losers bracket and just went from there. That's amazing. That's actually fantastic out of Scan here. I really enjoy it. All right, so what do we got? Barracks on the way from our Terran player. Again, early game a little bit slower in Brood War. Just not a whole lot going on. We have some scouting happening here. A pylon coming up here behind the mineral line of where eventually Bonyth is going to want to expand. Yoda ban me in chat. You see that SCV mess with that ramp? Pathing is so bad in Brood War. They didn't change anything. They did not change a thing for StarCraft Remastered when it goes to pathing. Oh my gosh, I forgot. I just can't zoom out as much as I want here and go back to default. All right, so this probe wants to come in, but also knows there's a Marine ready to go. You come in here, you'll take some shots to the face and likely die, so it's going to sit on the ramp and scout for the time being. Factory coming up here as well for Mr. Scan. And what else do we have going? Another factory. So as general, it's going to be mech against this Protoss player, which is the standard in the current balance patch of StarCraft Brood War, which has been the current patch for many, many years now. They haven't changed the balance in it since, by golly, before 2008, so it's been at least a decade. I'm pretty sure they haven't changed anything that way. Anything that would affect how the game is played, yet still incredibly popular in places like Korea. Getting a machine shop. Yep, machine shop on the factory. Making a couple more Marines, SCV, helping to hold this line too against any kind of early aggression. Dragoon, where are you going, Dragoon? Why are you heading this way? You know where the enemy is. Are you looking for this SCV? This SCV is hiding up here. He has a very sneaky secret, but he's running directly into the path of this Dragoon. Dragoon says, no, you know what? No, I don't want to mess with you. Actually, hold on. Maybe he does. I'm going to wait at this bridge. Perhaps an SCV will wander by and I can kill it. No, that didn't happen. That did not happen, but he's chasing him now. Did he see it? He must have seen it. What's our move speed here? I wish I had move speed, but it looks pretty similar. I'd say nobody is the Dragoon barely catching up here. Oh, another Dragoon, though. 2 shots get off. And our SCV buddy is going to die. Good stutter step there from the Dragoons, making sure that thing was killed. Tank out. Doesn't have siege mode yet. That has not been researched on the machine shop. But it's a small tank Marine push. Going to try to move on up here and see what damage can be done against the Protoss player. We do have a probe. Wow, scouted that out, I guess. Did end up seeing that the Terran player was moving out. Although, maybe that was a fake out. Could have been a fake out here. 3 Dragoons versus a tank and 5 Marines. That's the range is helping here with the Dragoons. They're not taking a lot of damage. Marines are getting picked off here. And then one of the Dragoons is dead. Pretty good stuff. Another tank shows up, though. That might be enough to get these Dragoons out of here. The Marines can't really fight by themselves. And actually getting speed for Vultures before siege mode. Deciding that is more important. Fair enough, I guess. 2 of the Dragoons are dead. The other one is forced to retreat for its own life. Another Dragoon coming to join the party, but I don't think 2 versus 2 tanks is going to be all that great. In my personal opinion, APM still hovering around 200 for these players, closer to 3 for a Scan Robotics Facility. warping in for the Protoss player. And here we go. Tanks, Marines, counterattack from Scan. Trying to come up north and end this. And end the Protoss threat. Is that even possible? I don't know. Gateway. Robotics facility with a shuttle. Wow, look how, wow, that looks pretty. That shuttle pilot little portrait is nice. They did do a lot of good work on these, on the portraits for sure. These are like a million times better. Million times better than in Brood War. Vultures out here. Do they have the speed upgrade? Is it done? Looks like it's done. Still not working on Siege. Guess you don't want Siege too early in TVP at this level. I don't understand why. I feel like Siege would be really good against things like Dragoons, which is what your Protoss player is going to have early anyway. And Observatory is making, or rather, Observatory up, so the Robotics Facility is making an Observer. Making some Zealots. That probe, I thought that probe was stuck for a second, but no, not stuck. Not stuck for a minute. Cybernetics core here. Did we already get the range upgrade for Dragoons? I feel like we did based on the attacks we were seeing. The attack range we were seeing on that first attack. There we go. There's Siege mode being researched, but it's quite a ways off from being done. Spider Mines being tossed down by our Vultures in good places, trying to make sure that the Protoss player cannot expand without taking some damage, and then everybody goes home. Interestingly enough, everybody decides it's time to get out. We're going to defend our own expansion. We're going to make it hard for the Protoss to expand, and then we'll move on from there. But the Observers here clears out the Spider Mines, easy as can be. The Dragoons able to clear that out again with that range upgrade, making it so much easier. Is Siege mode done? Wow, Siege mode is done. Oh, just kidding. Here's the actual machine shop, but it's close. It's close to done. Look at how fast that moves. Boop. There it is. All right, so we got Siege mode. We got Vultures. We got a few Marines here, and coming to attack on in is Bonyth. I'm saying it Bonyth, but I don't know if that's the right way, so forgive me if you're watching and you're like, that's not how you say my name at all. It's actually Bonyth. Now we're going to go with Bonyth here. And here it is. Big time attack. Vulture's getting right on top of these Dragoons, trying to throw down some Spider Mines. Good retreat. And picking off the Spider Mines from distance are these Dragoons. Tanks are set up in Siege mode. That shuttle, there are Zealots inside the shuttle, but there's anti-air here. The Marines are some good anti-air. So maybe make a few Marines for this type of thing. Because generally, early game composition is going to be tanks and Vultures, which cannot shoot up at this Vulture, and they can drop stuff on you willy-nilly whenever it feels like it. That's not good. Can't have that as a Terran player. Again, just staying away from the Marines pretty darn well. And shooting at the Dragoons with the Vultures. They can't attack and move at the same time, Dragoons, so if they're running away, getting some shots off is fine. You're not doing incredible damage against them with your Vultures, but doing any damage in a situation where you're not taking damage back is a good one if you happen to be a StarCraft player. All right, we got, wow, it's a scary 5 tanks coming up with an additional several Vultures. 6 Vultures. Tanks in Siege mode. What couple of them are in Siege mode here? One of them, rather, is in Siege mode, and the Zealots getting taken out. Dragoons getting destroyed here, too. That did not go very well at all for our Protoss player. He tried to drop it, and that's it. A good game out of Bonyth. He has left the game, and this is going to be a sneaky 2 for you guys, so don't worry about that. We'll be back. We'll be back shortly with game 2 between Scan and Bonyth. And we'll see how our Protoss player can do a little bit better this time in just a second. Welcome back, StarCraft Remastered fans, to our second game of the Sneaky Twofer between Bonyth and Scan here on Aztec. In the left side of the map, we have the green Protoss player. It is Bonyth. Woo! And in the right side of the map, bottom rightish, we have the yellow Terran player. Oh, that's so nice. It is Scan. Scan, who won game number 1 with a very nice counterattack with 5 tanks, 6 Vultures, and 3 or 4 Marines. And there just weren't enough Dragoons to really hold off. The other player, Bonyth, did actually have a shuttle with a few Zealots inside, but that turned out to be not enough. Not enough to hold off the bloodthirsty Terran player. So, we'll see. We'll see if he can make things a little bit more challenging for the Terran guy here. And I think that he will. I get the feeling that things are going to go a little bit better for the Protoss player this game, but I haven't watched it, so I don't actually know. Pylon coming up here at the front. Going to get a Forge? No, a Gateway. Gateway opening here. I guess against Zerg, Forge makes a little bit more sense here. So Gateway opening, probably a Gateway expand here at some point. It's a pretty safe location to expand to. Probe running around, trying to see if he can see where his opponent is, and nope, not up here in this corner. I'm not entirely sure where the spawn points are on this map, but apparently this is one up here in the top right. Terran player not bothering at all to scout. He does have a barracks coming up. He does have... Actually, he did send an SCV out now, so he waited for me to say that and then was like, oh, yeah? Yeah, Falcon, I'm a scout. All right, so this probe could probably get some hits off. There's the harass on this SCV. A Marine did come out, though, just in time to shoot that probe away. One Marine against one probe, not a fair fight for the probe. Another supply depot on the way for the Terran player, and there's that factory. So I imagine we'll probably see close to the same thing here in game number 2. A lot of Dragoons out for our Protoss player, where the Terran is going to go for some early Marines, into some Vultures with speed, and then some tanks with siege mode, which rhymes with speed, kind of as his follow-up. And if that doesn't work, we'll transition into more of a mid-game, where we might see more tanks, probably see Goliaths come out too. Goliaths very, very good in most situations. Whoa, this Zealot walked all the way across the map. I did not even see this guy come over here. The Marine, so the Marine micro has to be pretty good here to get rid of this dude. He has a lot of HP on him, and it was pretty good. Turns out pretty good. 2 hit points on that guy. He does manage to escape. He's pretty fast. His buddy comes in now, too. He's taking some direct shots to the face from these Marines. The micro, once again, is pretty fantastic. Zealot gone. Okay, did lose a Marine there, but 1 Marine exchange for 2 Zealots is a massive, massive win for our Terran player. Actually, he's making more Marines than he did in game number 1, and he's just now getting his machine shop. Is he planning? Oh, I guess he is planning for the fact that there are definitely Zealots coming across the map to try to kill him. And the Zealot doesn't manage to kill anything else either. I guess he did kill 1 Marine. I apologize for that. But a bunker coming up at the front. Is there any more additional Zealot pressure coming from our Protoss guy? No. I should say not. There's that upgrade. Cyber... Gosh dang it. It's... I'll remember what this upgrade is called one day. One day, I'll remember what it is. You know what? I'm going to look it up right now. There's not a whole lot going on in this game anyways. To the Googles. Dragoon. Upgrade. Brood Wars. Wow, Singularity Charge. I was not even close. So its Singularity Charge increases Dragoon attack range by 2, from 4 to 6. All right, from 4 to 6 is a very nice upgrade for sure. No wonder Protoss players never skip that thing. There's the expansion coming up for scan. Got a tank, got a bunker with Marines. It's very hard to penetrate in this early game from our Protoss player, so that's not going to happen. Vultures coming in. Do they have the speed upgrade? No, that Vulture is too slow. Is it? I feel like it is slow. I wish I could see what upgrades had been made. One day also I'll have a better interface thing up there in the top right giving you more information, but for now, nope. All right, Vulture trying to come on in here and do some scouting, but good positioning by the Dragoons. Do manage to take him out before he gets really any information. He doesn't know if a base is up already. That's actually a 3rd Nexus coming up north here for Bonyth. Wow. 3rd Nexus on the way from our Protoss player. Jeez. Singularity Charge is done. Dragoons have their range, which helped them in killing that Vulture. I just don't think they... No, they don't. They don't have the upgrade. Is he skipping it this time? I guess he is trying to expand a little bit sooner than he did in game number 1. Perhaps putting some fear of Terran into his opponent, saying, I'm going to come kill you. You better be ready, but actually getting out expanded. No, Bonyth is not intimidated at all. He feels like he has this thing, even with 3 Nexuses, holding this huge ramp with 2 Dragoons. Vultures still buzzing around trying to see, is there a base up here? No, that would be crazy. A crazy number of bases. And actually expanding himself, again, is scanned just to the left. So his expansion pattern is kind of down and to the left, while Bonyth is going straight from the left side up the left side. This machine shop sitting here is kind of freaking me out. Another factory coming in and actually getting siege mode on the tanks. Maybe that is speed. Maybe that Vulture does have speed. Hey, Vulture bike guy. Oh, wow. Look at this. You can tell that it's actually a dude riding a bike. For the longest time, I always thought this kind of extended up and over and there was a cockpit the player was sitting in. Wow, the things you learn, man, in StarCraft Remastered. Those are actually dudes on bikes. And now I will not be able to unsee it. It's dudes on bikes. It's not just they're hanging out inside a little car thing. Mind blown. Mind blown. This game can still surprise me, ladies and gentlemen. Even 20 years later. Good grief. Good grief. Gateway, 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 gateway. A lot of gateways here for the Protoss guy. So Bonyth, what's he doing with it is the question. Not much. Observatory allows him to get some observers, which did serve him well in game number 1, 2. And both players are really content just to macro up right now. I'm going to have to just concede that the Vultures have... Oh, just kidding. There it is. Yes! Just as I was conceding, I win. I win because they didn't have speed. I knew they looked slow. Doing some scans. What are you scanning? Scanning to see, I guess, where bases are for the opponent. Observer flies right on in, sees exactly what's going on. Sees the tank count, sees the vulture count, sees the marines, sees the vultures not fast yet, which is good information to have. A couple spider mines here between the green side and the yellow side of this map. Is this bad for colorblind people? I imagine yellow-green is a rough thing for certain colorblind people, which is why red versus blue is generally how they do things in replays in StarCraft 2. But I guess you can choose whatever color you want in the Brood War. Colorblind people are going to have to learn to live with it. And honestly, in this situation, it's only really bad for the mini-map unless you're playing a mirror matchup. Because, come on, it's Terran versus Protoss. You know what units belong to who. Mirror matchups are problematic. TBT, where it's red versus green. For example, colorblind people are going to struggle immensely. So this is a really solid line here. Defensive line being set up here by Scan. He's got tanks. Some of them, well, one of them, a couple of them in siege mode. They've got a supply depot wall across the front. He's got some spider mines to discourage any immediate attacks here too. What? Who's attacking what? Oh, he's killing his own bunker. Can't salvage it in Remastered, that's for sure. More scans. I wish I could see. Oh, here we go. Here's where he's scanning. The scan animation doesn't last as long in Brood War as it does in StarCraft 2, turns out. All right. I am on the edge of my seat, you guys. Someone's going to have to make a move at some point. We're 10 minutes in to game number 2. Nobody's really done anything. Continued tank production. Continued vulture production. Another factory on the way here too for scan. So many gateways. A lot of zealots. A lot of zealots in production. A lot of dragoons. So gateway units pretty good against mech. As it turns out. Hear from our Protoss player. Is he going to tech up to anything else? He is getting a shuttle a little bit later than he did previously. Yeah, that's the speed I know from vultures. It's almost too fast to draw, right? The computer has a hard time drawing it fast enough. It looks a little bit weird, but it's moving that quickly. Observers in nice positions to tell exactly when the Terran player is going to move out across the map here. Engineering bay is floating up for additional detection options. And here we go. Looks like Bonyth is going to move on out with a good handful of dragoons with singularity charge. You know that. You saw that a million years ago. Taking out some. There we go. Getting some shots off on those vultures. Spider mines getting picked out of the ground as well. I heard that sound. I heard those tanks go into siege mode. That is not what the dragoons want to hear. Take so much damage from those tanks. It's real bad for them. Super bad for them. Do we have any? We do have missile turrets up just in case a shuttle tries to walk on in on drop right on top of these tanks. At least we'll be dissuaded a little bit from these missile turrets. Another one coming in here too. So this is a really entrenched position for a Terran player. I wonder what the end game is. Honestly, if he's going to sit here and just turtle on 3 bases, well, I guess maybe he can go for 4. No. Ah, he's going to drop. He's going to take a drop ship and sneak up here with a tank and a couple of vultures. But here we go. Well, maybe not actually going in quite yet. Taking out an engineering bay, getting rid of some spider mines. Attacking into this, but man, there are so many tanks. Don't attack into this. Don't you attack into this. We do have the tank vulture attack. Oh, this is doing so much work in the main base of Bonyth. Get out of there. Get out of there. You probes, run. And a bunch of zealots show up. Dropship really should pick that. Dropship did not want to save that guy's life at all. Vulture gets destroyed too. Pretty good destruction animation there. That was actually very nice. Dropship, not concerned about saving the lives of his crew because he's getting attacked up at the front here. But once again, that is so hard to break. Honestly, maybe you just try to out-expand your opponent. Get a huge carrier fleet up because there's really not much here that can shoot up whatsoever. Are we seeing Goliath production begun? Nope. I don't know. I mean, is there time for that is the question. Do you feel like you're safe enough? The Terran player turtling this hard, though, really kind of makes it feel like you can't go kill him. Oh, he's getting a 4th base, too. He's heading a command center, floating it up. So that looks like a flat command center to you. Looks more like a pancake than a command center, which does sound delicious, actually. I would like to eat a pancake. Maybe I'll make some for dinner. Sounds like a right solid plan. Right proper. Alright, so Zealous Dragoons, do you have upgrades? No. Nobody likes upgrades in Brood War, turns out. Not entirely sure why that is. Vulture versus Dragoon. Again, Dragoons generally have that battle. No big deal. I bet you could take this base out. Well, good golly. There are 4 tanks and 3 more tanks kind of covering this 4th base too. Tank count is a little bit out of hand for Scan here, but he hasn't really been bothered. So why shouldn't he have a giant army? Charon booster upgrade. So he is going to get Goliaths somewhere along the way. That's exactly what that upgrade is. Increases the range of Goliath attacks, which is really useful when you're going against things like carriers, for example. Are you seriously not transitioning? Bonyth. There we go. Stargate. It is carriers. All right. 3 Stargate carrier. Fleet beacons here. Working on +1 ground weapons here at the 13-minute mark of this game. Which seems late, but if you're planning on transitioning into carriers eventually, then hey, why not? I feel like this might... I guess there is a Goliath here. Let's look at the Goliath. Yeah, Goliath looks just pretty much like I expected him to look. Nothing too strange going on there. One, two, three, 4 bases, fully functional for both of these players. The Vulture trying to make sure a 5th base doesn't come up too easy for the Protoss guy, and same thing that Bonyth is doing for Scan with his observers running around consistently. But check it out, who's taking another base? It is Scan, 5th base along this right side, enjoying a heck of a time getting that 5th base up. Are there any upgrades here? +1/+1 is done for our ground vehicles. Science Vessel up for EMP. That's wonderful, and that's good looking. Science Vessel guy. I think they're robots or cyborgs, or if they're cyborgs, what percentage of robot are they? Are you maxed out? That is a max out at 14 minutes, which is really good for Brood War. Nicely done, Scan. Maxed out army. Scan also a maxed out army here for Bonyth, including these carriers. Yeah, once the carriers pop, he's going to be maxed out. So here we go. Tanks, Vultures fighting. We got to zoom out to see this whole thing going on. Coming in from top to bottom. Is that Defensive Matrix? Defensive Matrix on a couple of these tanks here. Zealots, really good spread, actually, from the Protoss player from all directions. But that sound you hear is all the Zealots getting murdered. Dragoons just getting picked off here, too. That was not great. That did not turn out super well for our Protoss friend Bonyth. It is now 174 supply to 110 supply. Tanks were doing work there. 2 kills, 2 kills, 3 kills, 2 kills, 8 kills, 4 kills, 4 kills, 1 kill. Everybody has the kills. Is that the Charon booster upgrade? Is it blue? Attack it again. It is blue. All right, so they have the Charon booster upgrade. Excellent. Trying to take a 5th base. Right at his front door, basically, is Bonyth. That's not going to go well for him at all. Are the carriers going to pop? Man, they take forever to build. Okay, we have a good carrier group here. How many Goliaths do we have? A lot, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, about 8 or 9. Oh, that's not good. That is not good, especially since they have +2/+2. Hellfire Missile Pack, damage 20, +8 per shot here. Just running around as our Terran army trying to decide, okay, what do we want to kill is the question. Good little Protoss pylon wall here at the 4th base up north, but it's not going to hold. Not against tanks. Small Zealot Dragoon army is trying desperately to just slow the halt of the Terran army. Carrier group finds a Goliath. It's good to clear that out. You need more, though. I feel like you need to pick more of these Goliaths off. Focusing them down, exactly what you got to do here. The Goliaths not liking what they see, and these tanks are at the mercy of the Protoss player unless the Goliaths can take them out. Goliaths, are they focusing down carriers? It looks like they are. It looks like some good focus here from Scan. That is so many still remaining Goliaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 or 11 or 12. That is disgusting. Carriers can't handle that at all. Goliaths actually do pretty well against these ground units too, with their twin autocannon attack, 12+2. And then retreating again are the Goliaths, but I think there are enough, which is why you want to mix in anti-air. to your mech army if you happen to be going mech against the Protoss, which you really should do. Some more vultures joining the party, just desperately trying to micro within every inch of his life right now as Bonyth to try to get rid of these Goliaths. If you could bring some of these Dragoons into the fight, as it looks like you are a little bit, then the carriers could win this day. Wow, look at all, I mean, yeah, the 4th base is gone, but there is no anti-air right now for the army of Scan. I mean, I feel like he's probably making Goliaths. He does have some, but is he just giving up on this army? No. Okay, they are coming home. I was going to say, keeping them there is suicide. You definitely don't want to do that. Another expansion for Scan. He is just, I think he's just 2 up. Honestly, why are you coming back in here? I guess there are 3 more Goliaths. That's fine. Is he just going for it? Whoops, sorry. Lost control there. Is he just sort of... He got rid of the science vessel. There are 6 or 7 Goliaths here, and I just don't know if it's enough. I mean, maybe the time it takes to clear out the Goliaths is going to give this mech army enough time to destroy everything else. It's kind of a sneaky distraction type situation, but tanks are getting picked off here. Goliaths are attacking interceptors, which is not ideal, but it does cut down on the interceptor count. And I just kind of feel like Bonyth might be able to get this thing. You think he has it? God, I don't know. These Goliaths are doing a lot of work against these carriers, that's for sure, but there still is a bunch of them there. They stack, so they're harder to count. I don't know, just a lot of patience being displayed here. Trying to expand, again, to this 5th base location is Bonyth, but no, not going to work. Goliath's not target firing super well. Okay, that was a pretty good volley. Pretty good volley there. Any upgrades on these dudes is the question. Carriers constantly building interceptors, not allowing me to see upgrades, unfortunately. But the Goliaths, again, that +2 is going to add up a lot with every volley that comes on in. It's basically, it's not mass Goliath, but man, he keeps replenishing these very quickly. He does have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, 10, 11 factories. That means 11 Goliaths at once. The transition into Goliath was not a problem at all for Scan. I think this might just be a quick Scan 2-0. Too many. Although I can't tell how many carriers have actually died to this point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It looks like there are 6 remaining. Is he able to make more? He is able to make more here, but it's just a slow and kind of a plodding defense here from Bonyth. That is too many Goliaths going on in, trying to pick them off one at a time. One at a time is the problem with Goliaths, is that you have to hit them one at a time. Same with Hydralisks. Man, they are throwing up these blue clouds all over the place. Look at these guys. They're just killing interceptors all over. The carriers are desperately trying to replace them, but I don't know if it's going to be enough, and that's it. A good game from Bonyth. Bonyth has left the game, and Scan does get that 2-0 in a 20-minute game number 2. Excellent job from our Terran player here, making sure not to overmake Goliaths. Mind you, he still has some tanks and some vultures in here to deal with the Dragoons and the Zealots that are running around, but definitely transitioned quickly into Goliath when the carrier threat arrived, and it was able to handle it. So, guess what we can do? I forgot we can do this now. Let's go exit replay. And I can see stats. You can see stats with me here. Isn't that fun? So both produce, wow, about 300 units. Scan producing 282, 309 by Bonyth. Killed 213 to 109, though. Out-killed his opponent 2-1. And again, losses there as well. Resources, again, minerals mined, minerals spent, gas mined, all across the board. Scan was the winner on that one, too. Actually, I can get music here, right? I can get music here. I don't know why it's a Zerg background when none of these players are Zerg, but anyway. And that's going to be it from me. So this has been Falcon Paladin coming to you with a sneaky 2 for StarCraft Remastered upload. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, and Patreon, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.